Welcome to Can't Stop, Won't Stop Real Talk with Conor Wesley. This is episode 5. Today we're going to talk on habits, routine and daily structure so you stop relying on motivation. I'm the owner of CW Coaching. Sat across from me is my partner and also my business partner. Leanne takes care of absolutely everything from finances to creating content to give me more time to focus on what matters the most, giving people results and delivering results. Leanne is also helping me write my autobiography, which will be done by the end of the year. Leanne's got the questions and I've got the answers. So let's get straight into it.
Right, so first question. You've talked a lot about discipline over the last few episodes, but what does your actual day look like from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to bed?
Pretty same every single day, to be honest, but I don't think I'd have it any other way. So from the minute I wake up, I normally wake up about 10 to 4 before my alarm even goes off,
Yeah.
which is a lot better than what it was at the start of the year because I was struggling to sleep any more than like 4 hours. But I do go bed. So for people thinking 10 to 4, that's early, I'm in bed for about 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I wake up before my alarm every single day, come straight downstairs, weigh myself, have my coffee, fill my daily habits are. Well, I put my morning weight in, I track my weight, I have my coffee, I set my breakfast off, I have all my vitamins, I get ready for the gym, I make my pre-workout, intra-workout drink, check my messages, go to the gym, work out, come home. I journal every single day, and the way I've been doing this now is by text to speech. So I speak all the way home from gym to my AI system, speak to it, get everything off my chest, what's bouncing about. That untangles it. It's very, very good for anybody. I'd definitely try it. And come home, you've normally got me second meal, my post workout meal ready by then. Have that, have a shower, jump straight on computer, do my morning content, message everyone back in my group chats, my WhatsApp community, my Can't Stop, Won't Stop WhatsApp group. I put daily motivational messages in, and then I just start attacking the day. First things first, always do an hour's worth of studying first thing. I did used to do it in the afternoon, but it was the first thing that I found got like pushed to the side. So I do my studying every single day, Monday to Friday, and then I go on to my client check-ins. After my client check-ins, I have specific tasks throughout the week, whether that's content, creating lead magnets, reaching out to new clients, sales calls, and then I have my calls booked in from 4 o'clock onwards up till 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So yeah, very, very busy, productive day. I've got my time block. I mean, every hour of my day is blocked out, so I run
Yeah.
all my day through that.
Don't stop, do you?
Can't stop, won't stop.
Next question. When you were at your worst, what did an average day look like back then? And what's the single biggest difference between that day and today?
When I were at my worst, so I would never be waking up before my alarm. If anything, I'd be snoozing it 3, 4, 5 times. I'd even know that I'd have to snooze it, so I'd deliberately set an alarm before I actually wanted to get up to take into account for how many times I'd actually need to snooze it. I'd roll out of bed, get dressed, get in van. At this time when I was at my worst, I were either working away in a different job to what I am now. I'd probably pull up at McDonald's or go through McDonald's drive-through. Bacon, double sausage and egg McMuffin, 3 hash browns, 1 hash brown in the middle of sausage and egg McMuffin, an extra 2 hash browns, maybe an hot chocolate, and even a cookie. I'd be, well, let me wear smoking fags, straight up, having a fag. No meals prepped, no food prep, just wing it through the day, go to work. Like I said, McDonald's on way to work. Meal deal or something from like Morrison's hot counter or something at dinner time. Probably come home and big either takeaway or just make my own shitty food.
But you spent a
Some
fortune.
chicken Kiev, some homemade chips, some bread and butter, some beans and cheese. It does sound nice, like, well, yeah, it wasn't a way of living. Just
Wow.
every day, just eating crap, smoking, drinking. Obviously, I didn't take drugs all through the week and stuff, but on weekend it'd be on session. So the days are like polar opposites. Eating crap, feeling crap, eating good and feeling good. Sometimes you feel like you're missing out on all these temptations and all these nice food, but what do they get you? A moment on the lips is a lifetime on the hips. Like,
Yeah.
I still treat myself every now and again. But a lot of food what I used to eat, I wouldn't even entertain. I wouldn't even be bothered now. People who know me knew they want a man born from his mum who loved to chippy more than me. I've literally flew back early from holidays and
I
that
know you have. That's crazy.
for a chippy or a Chinese. And I'm not joking. I've got early flat. I've been in Magaluf. I've been, oh God, they call me Jet. Like, I just used to come home from holidays early. Magaluf. Mexico, come back early from Mexico. Quite a few holidays I've come home. I just jump on a plane, I just have enough. And back then it was because I thought, fucking, I feel rough, I feel shit, I feel depressed. I just want to go home and have a chippy or a Chinese. Um, so yeah, completely different, but I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it. I love what I'm doing. For some people it might be boring, but for me it keeps me sane, keeps me busy, keeps me motivated, and stops me from being depressed and feeling shit.
Yeah.
Most of the time, still have down days every now and again, but not like I used to.
Like I say, it's a nice meal at a time, and then it's just how it makes you feel after.
Yeah, feel just stuffed and feel crap.
Yeah.
When you have too many of them, anyway, you can treat yourself and everything in moderation. But this is how I lived every single day.
Yeah.
With bars of chocolate, sweets, crisp, and that in between.
Yeah.
Very bad. Used to be really greedy. I'd be eating one meal and thinking about what we're having next. Like, I'd be in the middle of eating, like always constantly thinking about that next meal and food and that. That's how I satisfied myself with food and sweets and that.
Yeah.
Every single night, I'd probably go to shop and get a bag of Tangtastics, a bag of Maltesers, minstrels, and a bottle of pop and watch a film. So it wasn't always necessarily food, but then when you're eating 2,500-3,000 calories in sweets and that, sometimes like a full bag, I couldn't just have a few Maltesers or a couple of Tangtastics. It was full bag, literally.
Yeah.
I know.
Right, next question. How long did it take before the new routine stopped feeling like effort and started feeling like who you are?
This time round, there's been many times, so I always lie. This time round, it was November 2024. I just had enough. I'm working offshore at this point. I'd come back and I thought, right, when I go back, that's it. I'm in training camp and I'm going to do it. And it can be difficult on them. It can be easy, but it also can be difficult offshore, you know, because the food is fucking really nice. Like the shit, but it isn't always necessarily healthiest.
Yeah.
On like a Friday night, you'd have American theme, so you'd have all big barbecue ribs, big burgers, chicken burgers, all puddings, bars of chocolate, and cans of pop and stuff. So it was you had to be disciplined. But then this time I thought, right, I'm going back offshore. I packed my bag. They used to laugh at me when I got to helipad airport where you get your helicopter because they used to open my bags and I literally had 3 bags. You should only really take 1 bag, but I used to take 3 bags and literally 11 kilogram each. All 3 bags were full of food: squares, bars, packs of rice, jam, peanut butter, wraps, bagels, absolutely everything. Protein, cream of rice, peanut butter. So I could track everything. I had a lot of supplements, but I made it so I could meet my macros bang on. There's a galley, a canteen, and I literally only ate in that once a day. So when people tell me that they can't and they're working down London, I'm like, mate, I did it in middle at sea with no shop inside. Eating out at canteen 1 time a day. All other times it was cream of rice, protein, supplements, loads of supplements, but I met my macros bang on.
Yeah.
So I went offshore anyway. And I'd kept trying before. All other times I was like, right, I'm going to do it this time, I'm going to do it this time. And then you go out and then never happened, you know what I mean? Start Monday.
Yeah.
And then I used to fly out on a Tuesday, you get there, you'd be knackered, and then straight away you'd get into the canteen on that night and there'd be some lovely fish and chips and you'd just be like, I'll start tomorrow. And then tomorrow, and then before you know it, another trip went by. But this time I'd just really had enough of Jordan Peterson podcast. I thought I'm going to do it. It was pretty hard at first. I had to resist them temptations. Every time I went into canteen and that, into galley, and everyone were having all these nice meals and I was just having my chicken and my rice and a bit of salad on a night time. It was difficult. Don't get me wrong, I looked at their meals and thought, fuck, but just kept doing it and kept doing it. And then before long, I didn't even want it because I started seeing results.
Mm.
And I thought, I fucking want. And I got to a position where like I used to look at fish and thought, I won't even eat it. I don't even want it.
No.
Like, and they were like, as you do, not meaning to. People like, fucking, are you all right eating that rabbit food? I'm like, mate, I won't even eat that.
Mm.
And I was mad discipline. I
Yeah.
put a post on, I think I mentioned it before, but I went from like, I called it kebabs to abs in 100 days and I ripped up. I did turn into Conor Goggins. I was like training 3 times a day,
Yeah.
20,000 steps in that, even on a little rig. It's a small little rig.
Mm.
Some rigs are massive so you can get your steps in, but I had to really try and get them in.
Yeah.
So I'd just walk around and do laps.
Mm.
Started seeing the results, and then before I knew it, it was me. And then this time round when I started getting people, because I started my first, like I started pursuing becoming a personal trainer back in 2024. I think it was when I had my last fight in February. February, yeah. Before that, leading up to that, I started studying. I'd paid to do my self-study PT, MVQ level 2, level 3, and strength and conditioning level 4. Then I pulled me back, put loads of weight back on, had enough from February till November, February 2024 till November,
Mm.
and then I just went back, seen the results, and then a couple of months I were in it all flying with it. First
Yeah.
few weeks were hard, and then it just become what I wanted to do. I were obsessed,
Yeah.
and there were no turning back. People on rig used to think I was mad. That was when I were only sleeping 4 hours a night and stuff. I could fall to sleep before a film even started, but ping, as soon as my eyes, as soon as that brain and the mind was slightly awake that way, like a ping pong ball just bouncing about in my head, and then
Yeah.
I were up. People on the night shift used to have more sleep in their shift than I had
In
at
a,
my shift, like on my night time off. They used to be like, you fucking wide up, you. Do you ever sleep? Because they used to see me at 10 o'clock at night and then see me at 3 o'clock in the morning. Used to be like, what are you doing? Are you all right? Or just obsessed. I felt all right. I got to the point where I genuinely felt like that was the norm. I thought I had some like rare like sleeping disorder because I didn't feel fatigued. I felt fully functional on it. So I started thinking, what I've got is fucking like it's a gift. It
yeah.
really is. My days are fucking 20 hours long. By the time people had got up, I'd been to the gym, replied to my clients, done some studying, and everything. Probably posted a few posts and done a bit of content. By the time people were even getting up for their shift. And then I was studying on an evening, and that's when I got my clients from 1 to 17. So, yeah, you just have to do it. Like I always say there's no man's land throughout somebody's transformation. Sometimes you start off in no man's land and all. What I'm going about. You just
Yeah.
have to keep doing it
Yeah.
until you get that like momentum going. I always say it's like fucking bump starting an old Honda Plaggy. For anybody who's been brought up on a council estate who used to razz around on Plaggies, you'll know them fuckers run on piss, man. You could do what you want with them. They'd never break down. And you get a Plaggy what hasn't been running for years and finally get it going. You're on your way. Sometimes we just need a very good bump start to get going, even though you don't want to go. Eventually, if you keep doing it, boom, you're on your way, and then that's it. So I think I've answered question and went off on a big tandem, but
It's alright.
yeah, just for me, it's like a flick switches. You just have to keep going until it fucking does.
Yeah.
Like I sort of in the past, I've sort of known when I've been ready. I've sort of like it's like a feeling like you know when you're actually ready this time or not. And then that time in November when I'd just had enough, I was coming home, had a decent job working offshore, coming back, but then just getting off my head, pissed up, feeling shit. I thought something's got to change. Jordan Peterson went offshore, 2 week in bag, come back feeling mint, 2 week home in bag, fucking not on piss or on session. That was 4 weeks, and I went back again in 6 weeks. And then every trip it was just like a month and I was just fucking coming back. Every time I was coming back from offshore, just fucking looking better, feeling better. Then I got in shape, and that's when clients started slowly asking, how are you doing that? Like, do you mind helping me out? And then I literally started my clientele off. I used to share notes on an iPhone with them, put them a little diet plan, training plan, and then it just took off. So
Smashing it.
what question again?
Just about what switch really from
Just feeling shit. Working offshore, just thought, right, I'm doing it. So
smashed
yeah.
it. So when someone signs up with you and their life is chaos, no structure, no routine, and no idea where to start, what is the very first habit you get them to build, and why that one?
Now I always start telling people, I do the call, I give them the roadmap and the sort of structure, like the lifestyle. So I can't really tell the lifestyle client what they're going to be doing in 6 weeks. But now I've started like breaking it down and telling them where we realistically could be and where we should be. But with lifestyle clients, sometimes we can have a plan, but sometimes it isn't always. It's just about keeping them on the plan, not necessarily like turning it up a notch.
Yeah.
I've got some very strict clients who stick to it, and I could tell them what they're doing for the next 12 weeks and they'd not miss a beat, or very, very rarely miss a beat anyway. So now, for a lot of lifestyle clients, everyone's different, but I always tell them all to start thinking like the person who you want to become now. Don't wait till you got to that person. You have to start like looking through the lens of the person who you want to become now.
Yeah.
This is what I used to do wrong. I used to think I'd get to be this disciplined person, then start acting disciplined. You need to start acting like the person who you want to become now. Everything you do, you want to run it back through the question. Would the person who I'm wanting to become eat this? Would the person who I'm wanting to become fuck this session off?
Yeah.
What would the person who I'm wanting to come do today? And everything starts going through identity instead of motivation. That's where a lot of people go wrong. They'll start the plan on a Monday, come Wednesday, Thursday. If they've started on the scent, even sometimes with a coach, they'll set off with motivation, but then that goes and they think, fuck, I need to stop. Like, no, you don't need to stop. You need to continue moving forward. Get through that fucking no man's land. Don't let your feeling on a given day decide whether you're not going to gym.
So really then it's like telling them to stick to the daily habits and stuff then,
Daily habits are an absolute must, yeah. That's it. I tell every single client, if you don't fill your daily habits out and do your weekly check-ins, I may as well go outside, look up into the sky and think, what's fucking John doing? Like, I ain't got a clue. Without that information, I'm blind. Because what we don't track, we can't measure, and what we don't measure, we can't improve. Even down to details of filling daily habits out every single day, because it ain't always about daily fluctuations, it's about weekly averages.
Yeah.
And even if we miss a few days out, it lobs the weekly average out.
Yeah.
Because your weight can fluctuate and everything can fluctuate, but we look at what is happening on your weekly averages. So fill the daily habits out, yeah. Think like the person who they want to become now, not when they reach that person. And any seed of doubt in the back of the mind, they need to get fucking rid of it. Whether you've failed 100 times or 1,000 times, you need to think, I can do this.
Yeah.
I've failed before, but I'm not fucking failing this time. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And use it to fuel you. Use it to fuel you. So yeah, daily habits, weekly check-ins, and think positive. Think like the person. And I tell them, if you're struggling with absolutely anything, please communicate.
Yeah.
I can't help if you're not telling me. I'm not a mind reader.
Yeah, that's it.
People who get the best results with me are the people who do the daily habits, the weekly check-ins, and communicate with me. I tell them to lean on me as much as they want to lean on me.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm here. I'm here to help. If you're struggling, let me know. I'm not just here to tell you what to eat and what to train. If your fucking mindset's gone, then let me know.
Yeah.
If you're feeling shit, let me know. If you're feeling good, let me know. Communication's the key. It really is. And I'll go back to the drawing board. I'll not just lob people a plan and just say, get on with that. If you're struggling to stick to what I set up as a sustainable plan, and that ain't sustainable for you, let's go back. If you can't track your food and you feel like you're living in a box by sticking to these calories, let's just have banned foods to start off with. Baby steps if we need to, one step at a time. Ideally, I like to find a sweet spot where they can stick, but some people really need to strip it right back and then literally don't give them as much food as they want to eat. Like some people, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They find it, because some people just feel trapped. So instead of you giving them a set amount of macros or set amount of calories to eat and they're constantly failing all the time, Then you could even say, right, all we're going to do is ban these foods: chocolate, sweets, crisps, fizzy pop, takeaways, chips, fried stuff. Anything else, eat what you want. Let's
Yeah.
get into habit of eating the right things consistently.
Yeah.
Because then you can't say that you're eating because you're hungry, because you can have as much chicken breast or rice or Greek yogurt, anything what's on your allowed foods.
Yeah.
Do that consistently. It's just getting rid of them temptations. It's like an addiction to sweets and food and crisp and that. You have to quieten that noise off.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a very hard thing for people to get under wraps sometimes who haven't got the best discipline, like, because it's something like you've got to, if you can control what you can eat and stick to it, like, you've really cracked it. It's one of the hardest things, hardest addictions. People don't think it is, but it's an addiction that you've got to try and limit and look after, but still be able to have it.
Yeah.
Like if it's drugs and beer, you can live without drugs and beer and continue moving forward. But with food, you can't live without it. You've still got to have it. You've still got to eat it.
Yeah.
So you can't just eliminate it off, but you've also got to be very, like, controlled with it.
Yeah. What I love is like you befriend them as well.
Mm,
So by end of the transformation, or even when they're still continuing the transformation,
yeah.
they see you as a friend, don't they?
I like to think so. I
Yeah, they
try my
really do.
absolute best.
Yeah.
I do my absolute best. I go above and beyond the messaging. I'll tell them if you're struggling, let me know. I think there's been a few. I don't know what it is. Like, I'd say I've gone above and beyond for absolutely everyone.
Oh yeah.
I think I can on one hand. I always try and get feedback from everyone. I send them feedback forms when they leave. I get messages asking like, "Is what I've done wrong?" And I've never really had any bad feedback apart from two who were just like mad, and it was bizarre, you know.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes most people are like, I'd say everyone's been like, I'm very grateful, thank you. I'm just struggling. It's financial, like it's not for me, like whatever reason. But they've all said you've done absolutely brilliant. But sometimes you'll always get circumstances where people just like fail at the sin, and they always look for something to blame it outwards instead of just owning up, accepting the fact like I've failed here.
But they always come back.
Well, they
I've
don't always
noticed.
come
Not
back.
every
A lot
single
of them,
one, but
yeah,
majority do, don't they? And say,
yeah,
I've realised that I do need your help, and
yeah. There's been quite a
then
few what have gone and come back, and I like to try and get people to a position where they feel confident enough to go on themselves. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, unless you've got serious goals and you really want to take it to a limit and come, like, really, really transform your life. Some people just want to lose 2 stone. They have that goal and they feel like they can go on themselves.
Yeah.
It depends. I've had a few people like, I can do it. I think I'm comfortable, and they've gone and they're like, now things start slipping.
Yeah.
Daily habits, weekly check-ins. But even that, I'm happy to do that. People come, transform, get to a position where they're happy, feel like they can go at the sun, and then every now and again they might have to just come and dip the toe in it, rein it back in a little bit.
Yeah.
It's that accountability. Most
Everyone needs
people
someone.
know what they're doing. There's no like magic formula behind it. There's tips and tricks and that. But if you think you shouldn't be eating it, you probably shouldn't be eating it, or you shouldn't be eating a big amount of it.
Yeah.
But if you move more, eat less, exercise, drink water, prioritise sleep, get your stress levels down, you will make progress. But a lot of people struggle to hold themselves to do the basics. They need that accountability.
Yeah.
They need somebody who cares whether they fucking start on a Monday and fail by a Wednesday. If you do it on yourself and you've got missus or family and they're eating a bit of shit anyway, and you just start a plan on a Monday and they're like, yeah, good luck, whatever, they don't even like thingy, and then by Wednesday you fall off to like, should we get a takeaway? And then like nobody cares.
No.
Getting a coach helps in a lot of ways, intrinsic, extrinsic ways. Like, you're doing it for yourself. You also get a weird sensation that you're doing it for your coach. You know, you don't want to let them down.
Yeah.
You're paying money, so you don't want to waste your money. You're thinking, I want to get my money's worth out of this. You get the feedback once a week, which for people who really want to transform, it should be something that they look forward to.
Yeah.
There is every now and again clients who don't do the weekly check-ins for me or the daily habits. I used to absolutely love my check-in day.
Yeah.
I used to sit about like waiting for my reply all day. I couldn't wait for what's next. And I can see people who are really keen when they're the same. They love the feedback.
Yeah.
They fill the
100%.
daily habits out. They don't miss a beat. They don't miss it
Yeah.
because they're really wanting to do it. The people who think they ain't got time to fill the daily habits out or do the weekly check-ins, it's very hard for people to fully transform their lives unless you're genetically gifted with mint genetics. Then, unfortunately, for people who have got heart weight, we have to track things. You can't just guess. You can't just guess. You might be able to get yourself so far with just cutting the crap out and doing stuff, but then to really get the results that you want, you need to track the food, track your steps, hold yourself accountable for long enough until you can just get to a position where you look at your watch. Yeah, done 10,000 steps. Yeah, I've drank 3 litres of water. Yeah, I've been to the gym. Yeah, my sleep's good. But for lifestyle clients who really want to lose weight or sometimes even put weight on or get themselves feeling better, we have to create that structure. We have to track it, write it down.
Yeah.
But I always say it's a choice, not a chore. As soon as you start seeing it like a choice and not a chore, it gets a lot better.
Yeah, definitely.
100%. When you start enjoying the journey instead of just a destination.
Yeah.
Seeing it as something you get to do, not that you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's the habit that you've built that people wouldn't expect? The one that's made the biggest difference behind the scenes that nobody really sees?
Journaling every day.
Yeah.
Journaling and like meditating. Yeah, 100%. Like I say, if somebody had told me years ago to journal or meditate, I'd be like, fuck off, you fucking yeah. I wouldn't do it. I just think, nah, I ain't got time for that. I wouldn't have been, but now I've realised what journaling and meditating does. It massively helps, big time.
And you use that now when you're coming home from gym, don't you?
Yeah, I drive home from gym, so I've got it linked up to my AI system, and I voice note it all the way home, and then it untangles my brain and tells me what I'm thinking, and it's very good. It's like having a therapy, but because my mind is constantly like going. Sometimes you see it's like it's like a ping pong ball bouncing about.
Yeah.
And I find now I've started doing this, and I talk all the way home from gym every day. Just voice note. I used to listen to music, but now I talk to this, and then I get on my computer, and it'll give me a right back and tell me what I'm thinking. A lot of times I end up answering my own questions and all, by talking to it that much, but it just lets me know what I'm doing well. Obviously, a lot of time we can doubt ourselves. So yeah, journaling, definitely. Meditating.
Because it's just you then, isn't it?
Yeah.
You ain't got no one there, like, I'm not there listening. It's just you, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I've asked it to help me untangle my thoughts and put what I'm trying to say and what I'm thinking, sometimes what I can't express and put into words. So I'll talk, and sometimes it'll give it, and I'm like, yes, that's it. Like it'll help me explain exactly what I'm feeling. But sometimes I can't necessarily like put into words all the time.
Yeah.
And then it'll take things and remind me about things. If I'm having a little bit of a bad day, it reminds me because it knows a lot about me now.
Yeah, that's good.
So I talk to it about everything, really.
Good.
It gives me a little pep talk and go and smash your day. Can't stop, won't stop. You're relentless, Connor, and stuff. So it gets to know me.
Good. When life throws something at you, when the routine gets disrupted, like traveling, illness, or a bad day or a bad week, how do you get back on it without letting it unravel completely?
Read that again one more time.
So, like, if you're ever ill, or if you go away and things like that, how do you get back on track without letting it just unravel, falling back into some bad habits again?
So touch wood, like I haven't really been ill for a bit.
Yeah.
Well, I have, but I just try and like.
You still went to work though. You had a really bad chest infection.
I tell myself, I ain't got time to be ill.
You still carried on.
When I were ill back in like before I started coaching? Oh, I were ill, but now I've wanted to be ill, but I'm like, no, I ain't got time. I just get up.
Yeah. You look after yourself though, and that helps.
Yeah. I have to, like, if I'm ill and I have a day off, I've just got loads more work to do next day, and I have to get up and just do something. I've had a
Yeah.
few days in the last 17 months where I've been a little bit ill, but I've still kept moving forward. I've still done my job. I
Yeah.
ain't logged a sickie that day off or not replied to people.
No.
Not once. I've maintained the same since I started this. I will reply to anyone up to 6 o'clock, Monday to Friday. On a Saturday up to 12 o'clock. On a Sunday's my day off, but I still reply to everyone anyway. And I've done that whether I've been ill or not.
Yeah.
Now it's just like a thing that I can't let down. I don't want to. I'd hate to like miss people. Like I've maintained that from day one.
Yeah.
Nearly 17 months. I used a long time ago. It's only been recently where I've actually put these times in place because I'd still be replying to people at 9, 10 o'clock at night and 3 o'clock in the morning and that.
Yeah.
So like I mentioned before on another episode that I put automatic messages just to reply to people because I constantly felt like I was like ignoring, it just gives me that peace of mind, and it lets them know if they need me and it's an emergency, feel free to call me. But it just gives me a switch off because I was finding it very, very hard to switch off. I still do now a little bit, but that massively helped me having automated messages in place.
I mean, that automated message is just one standard messaging to that just says to people, "These are my times."
Yeah,
it's
these are
not
me.
like it replies for you or like
No,
that.
no,
You
just automated message just saying,
Yeah.
me working hours are so and so
Yeah.
to so and so. If it is an emergency, please feel free to call me.
So they don't feel ignored.
No, so they don't feel ignored. They know what to expect. I set the times out from day one. I send it out in the welcoming pack.
Yeah.
I tell them my response hours, and I will stick to them response hours.
Yeah, you do.
100%. That's what I think. It's all it needs. Just be right. Like I say on my content that if you're in a fortunate enough position for your quantity to rise, ensure your quality rises with it.
Yeah.
There is a lot of coaches out there what take days to reply, and I don't think if they said in their induction pack like, right, listen, I've got a 48-hour reply time, I might not reply for 3-4 days, and somebody signs up knowing that's the deal, then that's fine. Do you know what I mean? It's just these lifestyle clients and stuff. The people I coach, I feel like they deserve that. Like, in a sense, I feel like I work for them. They pay me. They pay my wage. So, being poorly, I haven't really let it be an option. I'd have to be very, 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 like, where I couldn't sit up and feel sick. I could, like, I've worked offshore. I've worked in some industries where you like grafting, you're lifting big pieces of steel up and you're grafting. I could sit at my computer if I had tonsillitis or I had an headache or I felt a little bit sick or I had shits. Like, I could do that. I wouldn't pull a sickie from working at my desk.
No.
Unless I physically had a massive migraine that like wouldn't allow me to look at my computer desk.
It's same when we go away and stuff. Like we're still working, aren't we?
Oh yeah, I still work.
Still.
Yeah, definitely still work.
Yeah, and we
I
don't
went to
fall off plan.
hospital last year. I took my laptop to like. I still work. Can't stop, won't stop.
I know.
100%. What else was that? So that were on about your illness and.
Yeah, just like,
what
or
else?
if you were
Or if
having
you're
a
having
bad day or a bad week, or if you're not feeling it one day, or which isn't very rare with you, isn't it? You're always positive and.
Well, I tried to be. Yesterday was a bad day, wasn't it? Like I didn't feel too good
but
yesterday. I just had every now and again you'll have a bad day what you can't put your finger on, but I just understand that it won't last forever.
Yeah.
And I used to like have these bad days and I just feel like now I just know you just got to grind through it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to go to sleep. Even you can wake up and still feel shit. And every now and again it's like a thing that you can't even literally put your finger on. We're just human and we're okay to go through these periods, but I try not to let it like rub off on other people or make it be negative to be around. I try my best. Whether I do a good job of that, I don't know, but
you do.
You just have to understand that tough times and boring times and crap times don't last, and you just have to keep weathering the storm, and eventually you'll get through it, and you'll be so thankful that you didn't give up. I've had periods and times in the past where I've been like, I don't want to do this, and I felt shit, and then I finally got through it. I've woke up, it's been a sunny day, I've gone out, and I've been like, fucking hell, thankful. Yeah. Every ounce of fibre in my body wanted to quit other day, and I didn't. I continued moving forward, and I'm so grateful I did. So. Just understand that you have to do things for your future self, and if your current self isn't feeling the best, just continue doing it for your future self.
Yeah. Good. So what would you say to someone who's tried to build a routine 10 times and failed every single time? What do they need to hear?
So
Sorry.
analyze it, look at it. What are you failing from? On the
Mm,
routine, are you trying to start off with too much? Are
mm,
you restricting yourself too much? Take it back one step at a time.
yeah,
First and foremost, look at and start thinking like the person who you want to become.
yeah,
Now, a lot of people try and change their habits without changing who they are. And that
mm,
might work for so long while you've got motivation on your side, but when that motivation drops, which is probably what these people are doing when they've failed 10 times, they're
mm,
relying on motivation. They're not thinking like the person who they want to become. And
yeah.
if they're trying 10 times, it tells you something that they really want to change.
Oh, yeah.
But the structure and the routine and the plan that they're trying to set for themselves is obviously just too much.
Mm,
So these might be people who are trying to stop drinking, start gym, start a diet, stop smoke, and they're putting too much on.
yeah.
Sometimes, unfortunately, for some people who can't adhere to a plan for long enough, you have to take it right back.
Mm,
Whether that's somebody who's just massively overeats and first and foremost, right, what we're going to do, we're not allowed no fizzy pop, no like sugar free, take all chocolate and sweets out.
mm,
And then takeaways. You can eat what you want, just no takeaways, no shite, and
mm,
then gradually build it up, getting to habit of consistently eating whole foods and proper foods
yeah.
instead of junk. And then once you do that for long enough,
Mm,
then we start looking at a calorie intake
mm,
and then slowly but surely gradually fetch it down.
yeah.
If you step target, if you're trying to start a plan on a Monday and you're going from somebody who's been living a unhealthy lifestyle, eating shit, drinking beer, going out, whatever your circumstances, and you're starting a plan, you're
Mm,
acting your calories, you're setting yourself a 10,000 step target, you're trying to go to gym 5 days a week, you're cutting everything out, it's not going to be sustainable. And also, what a lot of people tend to do, they'll take a bad habit out, but they won't fill that void with something positive. So
yeah.
then they end up with an empty space, what's feeling lonely.
Yeah.
So they need to take a bad habit away, but fill it with something good.
Yeah.
Take away going out on a Friday night for getting up early on a Saturday morning and going hiking.
Mm,
That getting up on a Saturday morning is going to stop you hopefully from going pub, and it's give you something to look forward to and
yeah.
something to fill the void instead of staying in and sat in your house twiddling your thumbs and that ball.
Yeah.
You need to try and take something away and add something in, something better. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Just a quick one as well.
strip it
I've
back.
not
Go
wrote
on.
this one down actually. You're going to start doing some live workshops, aren't you? So
Yeah, I've got one on Wednesday, 22nd of April at
yeah,
7 p.m. for people who have failed multiple times,
yeah,
um, constantly find themselves in that cycle of stopping and starting.
yeah.
So we're going to strip it right back and what you can actually do to make it sustainable.
And how do they join that then? It's
It's
through
just
Zoom,
free.
isn't
So
it?
there's a link
Mm,
in my bio. If you
mm,
click on the link in my bio, all the information's there. There's no opt-ins. There's no sign up. You just click in, take what you need from it,
mm,
and hopefully it can help people learn and educate themselves on what they need to do to make a plan sustainable by stripping their identity back, creating
yeah,
somebody new. They have to become somebody else. We were on about it in last episode, I was
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about myself like I were another person.
Yeah, you
But
did.
that's what it is a lot of time. You have to
Mm,
start thinking like somebody who you want to become now,
yeah,
not later on down the line, and run everything through the lens of the person who you want to become. Would they think like this?
mm,
Would they eat like this?
mm,
How would they act?
yeah,
And then you start acting like that. Even if you're sort of faking it till you make it a little bit at the
mm,
start off, you've got to think positive.
yeah,
Think positive. Talk about yourself.
mm,
Just them little seed of doubts and that what them little seed of doubts in the back of your mind, they can spiral out of control if you're constantly talking about yourself and thinking that you're going to fail. It's only a matter
mm,
of time before you do.
yeah.
So yeah, if anyone would like to join the live workshop on Wednesday, 22nd of April, the link is in my bio. Come along, take what you want from it.
Brilliant. That's all from me. Do you want to add anything else? Or
Yeah, well, you covered it with that. Anyone wants to join that live workshop, you're more than welcome to. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, it'd be much appreciated. Slowly but surely building the subscribers up. which I'm very grateful for. If anyone would like to sign up to my daily newsletter on my website, if you click in the link in my bio, or I think it's down below, you'll find that. There's also a free PDF guide section. If you sign up, you have free access to download all my guides that I've released in the past and what I'll be releasing in the future. There's mindset guides, how to eat healthy on a budget, accelerated fat loss transformation guides, the ARC system, how to navigate through tough times, like building your ARC when things get tough, because sometimes it's the only thing that'll keep us afloat. And thank you for watching. Can't stop, won't stop.